our trial speaking and testing
All right,
out.
let's start, Jerry.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking this time to join us to hear the insights from our education experts. So I'm Jerry, and I'll be the moderator for today. Okay. So it's a pleasure for us to have a wonderful speakers here today, and to join us for a caring and sharing session despite on the current situation. So the session will be very much how to survive the COVID-19 recession and sustain international school fees and the rise of e-learning with Industry Revolution 4.0. So today, very happy that we have Mr. Ng, Country Director of Cambridge UK IGCSE and Malaysia Brunei. Mr. Ng, can you hear me, Mr. Ng?
Yes, Jerry. There's a bit of time lapse, yeah. So I'll unmute. Thank you for the invitation, and good afternoon to you and everyone else.
Yes, thank you for joining us, Mr. Ng. So just a brief about Mr. Ng. He started off as an English teacher back in Kelantan in the late 70s. And he then joined the Ministry of Education under the Department of Malaysian Examination Syndicate to the late of 80s. And not getting enough of examination works, he then worked as a Malaysian Examinations Council for a couple of years and moved to Garden International School for 2 years and finally ended up in the Cambridge Assessment International Education for the past 20 years. Wonderful job, Mr. Ng.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yep. So we also have today joining us Mr. Thong. He's the CEO of Universal International Bookstore Malaysia International Education, known as UBSM. Thank you very much, Mr. Thong. Are you there, Mr. Thong? Can I hear you?
Hi, this is Keith. Thank you for the invitation and very good afternoon to everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Thong. So just Mr. Thong, a quick brief about yourself. Probably you want to say a few words about yourself. I haven't actually really got through your brief.
Okay, basically I'm Keith Thong. I'm the Managing Director for University Bookstore Malaysia. We are 62 years old this year. And generally, I also hold a portfolio as the President of the Malaysian Booksellers Association, and also the Deputy Chairman for the Malaysian Book Industry Chamber, which comprises bookstores, publishers, book importer-exporters, Bumiputra bookstores, and Bumiputra's book industry merchants. So generally, these are the organizations that I represent, and in my free time, I do a lot of sharing about education technology in the various universities and the various MOE around the Southeast Asian region.
Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Thong. Okay. So yes. So next speaker we have here today is Mr. Anthony Ng. He's our CEO of MITstem International School and also MITstem Massive Open Online Courses, or we call it in short form MOOC. So which is an online learning platform. So thank you very much for organizing this, Mr. Anthony. Hello, Mr. Anthony.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you so much. So just a brief about Mr. Anthony himself. Graduated in the University of Hertfordshire in UK in 2001 and completed his digital transformation program from IoT to cloud to blockchain and cybersecurity with Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the US. And he is also the Chief Executive Officer, CEO of MIT Academy itself, with his greatest achievement are the projects which he had conducted and collaborated successfully with Asian Development Bank, the Ministry of Education as well. So in 2018 itself, he incorporated the Malaysian, the MITstem International School, which is the first STEM school in Malaysia. Wow. And also 19 MITstem MOOC, which is the online platform itself. So thank you so much, Mr. Anthony, for this again. So now let us kickstart. And before that, just for the attendees, thank you so much for your time again. And I'd just like to share with you that you feel free to post any questions in Slido, Slido. So you can just click on to slido.com And the key code of Slido will be MITstem. So along the way, if you have any questions, feel free to post there. Thank you.
You want to share the, Jerry, don't mind to share the slide of Slido? Share the slide.
Yes. Hang on. Yep. So this is Slido itself. It's basically just slido.com. Can you see the slides?
Yes.
Okay, so once you go to Slido, and then you can click here, MITstem is the code, and just join it. So it actually link you to the page itself, whereby you can ask questions. All right. Okay, so let us kickstart the session. So educational technology has been the talk to town in this COVID-19 pandemic situation, and there has been renewed interest among educators, parents, students, and industry leaders on how and which educational technology tools would work best for each stakeholder involved. So one particular company has been the market leader in the introduction and distribution of educational technology tools in international schools and universities in Malaysia. So for the past 10 years, UBSM International Education has been the active advocate of digital and online learning. Let's meet with Group CEO, Mr. Thong, to talk in depth about this topic. So Mr. Thong, please share about what is happening in and around the schools as the students now.
Oh, very good afternoon. Thanks for the invitation. I believe everybody is kind of adapting to the new normal. All right. Generally, there is actually a sharp learning curve for the delivery of learning, where information literacy will be put to practice. Everybody has been talking about information literacy, about 21st century learning skills, but very seldom people is practicing. But now everybody is forced to practice the 21st century learning skill. I mean, blended learning is taking an overdrive, and teachers have to be upskilled, which is a necessary thing. Many schools are taken by surprise, and they really scramble and tugus lumus like that, just go and get the thing up and running. All right. Many students, teachers, or people in the education world start to learn Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Skype, Google Classroom, Google Hangout, and all kinds of things. And many of those who have forgotten their Skype password get it renewed, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of a thing that is, we choose to view this whole thing as a very positive thing, because the thing is that things that we've been procrastinating that we want to do, we have not been doing. All right. Yeah. And one of the skills that we teach everybody about collaboration, we tell the kids to collaborate, right, in the 21st century learning. Now teachers have to collaborate. The better teachers, or the more informed teachers, or the teachers who are expert in education technology will start taking the leadership and share with those teachers who are not so familiar with this. So this is the kind of the teachers are getting closer than before. Sometimes the guy sitting next to you, you don't even talk to him, but now you talk to him every day on Skype or online for the matter. Of course, many people who are dead to social media start being more active on social media again. All right. And then teachers have been working harder than ever before. I mean, we see such high resilience and grit in the teacher. The email traffic is crazy, is going up crazy. And there's a lot of smart planning and to restructure the teaching day to make it effective for both the teachers and the students. Students generally are coping okay. They're very fast. They are the digital natives. They can easily blend into the system pretty well. All right. But then sometimes there is an equity issue that has been discussed among educators around the world. What is the equity issue? Generally, some people may not have laptop at home, or sometimes the parents may have laptop, but they say, yeah, I got to do my work first before you go on the class and do the thing, because my boss wants me to go to a meeting on the laptop, and other times that sometimes they may not have a good smartphone, and at other times Wi-Fi is not strong enough, or for the matter, some areas Wi-Fi have not reached that area of residents, so they don't really have good Wi-Fi in some area. So these are some of the challenges that people face. Sometimes this could be very emotional, and sometimes personal space, or too many people cramping in the same room and using the Wi-Fi at home, and yet there are others who are still in a holiday mood, want to study, don't want to study, don't know whether it's a holiday or whether it's an actual day or not, you see. So this is a time where basically the community, whether school or students, we all come together as a community to understand each other better and support each other better. This is the general scenario is what is happening now.
Exactly. Yeah. So so I also understand that UBSM, you have done a lot in terms of a lot of things that you have done to help out the students in Malaysia especially, and all the other side of the world as well, in terms of providing them online learning as well. So probably you could share more about the online learning that you have been providing.
Okay, I think during this movement control order, all right, the things that a lot of people have been locked down, and because of this pandemic, it brought about a very popular term that people have been sharing about a VUCA situation, where the situation is volatile, a lot of uncertainty, complex problem. We don't know how long this thing will be ending, and then a lot of ambiguous thing, whether when we come back, it will still be the same or everything have changed. All right, so situation like this has stressed a lot of people out. Some are lost, some are constantly seeking updates in the media, and some are very worried about future well-being. All right, so different people have different worry. Like corporate have their own worry, business owners, especially many of the parents are business owners, they're worried about the future. All right, and basically students and teachers also have a lot of things to think about. So during this situation, we actually together with some of our friends in the publishing world or in the education business as such, we come together and tell everybody, hey, let's serve in this time of need. Give me all your best content, all your best learning database, all your best learning resources. No string attached, no conditions, just let people use for free during this time. And basically, a lot of people understand, like sometimes we are very encouraged by the sacrifice that we don't even experience or know of what is happening elsewhere. Like say, we look at China, people are serving. The director of the hospital dies, all right? Sometimes the nurses and the doctors, their own father, mother die, and they just like silent for a minute, cry a little bit, and go back to the war zone and help others people. So they are serving so much more than what we can give or do. So at least we think about we as a responsible citizen or fellow member of the community, what we can do. So we are in the education business, we are in the technology business. So what we do is that we find all these types of resources to offer it free to the public to use actually.
Yep. Suppose we call it education technology edtech.
Yes.
Yes. Great. So what are the sort of courses that you actually provide here, which you mentioned for free?
Generally, okay, there is two ways that one can access. One is via consumer, that means as an individual student, and another one via school access. Now, let me share my screen on how you go about assessing. And those of you who want to take a photo or so, you can feel free to take a photo of the website as such. All right. Now, I hope everybody can see my screen. So normally what you do, you just go to ubsm.com.my/COVID-19. When you land on this page, you can see that this is the landing page, all right? We do actually have a partnership arrangement with the libraries of Malaysia, like the Selangor State Library, Perpustakaan Awam Selangor, with the Sarawak State Library, as well as the National Library. So through library, we believe that they are one of the key stakeholders to help people learn and read up during this time of need. All right. Now, some of the resources that we have here is like Britannica Online. Britannica Online is one of the world's largest database there is. Now, the library edition basically has an array of stuff that both students and adults can learn. When you just click on any of the databases for the matter, you can see that there's a full description of what is the product about, all right, what they have. And basically, when you just click on any of these access, all right, you go to a page where you key in the access ID and the passcode. Then after that, you're in already. Okay, you can do whatever you want. If you need to know more whether the product is suitable for you, whether it's of any relevance to you, you can continue to read up or watch the video about what is it all about. We try to make it so comprehensive and so what we call idiot-free that almost anybody can understand and can make use of it almost instantly. Now, then the other stuff that we have is that I won't go into detail of every one of the product. You can read up later yourself, like Bloomsbury music and introduction to music, rock and roll and stuff like that. Sometimes a bit of leisure, and if you want to choose to do it as an academic topic, it's fine as well. Then you look at biographies and history of people and famous people, their quotation, what they do, what they have contributed. Then you have global issues. Now, global issues basically is something really cool that you use this for multidisciplinary resource, and this will be fantastic for critical thinking, all right, and for the global perspective paper, all right. It helps you to think critically, evaluate the world issues, the conflicts, and how to deal with it, and make your own conclusion as though you are a world leader or you could be the president of America. How do you make a decision as such? Then we have sciences, which you can go in. It's really cool stuff. And we have interactive sciences where they have a lot of interactive model where you can see 3D and stuff like that. Then, of course, we have the health and wellness database. All right. Now, Kids Info Bits, you have a lot of stuff for kids to study and learn, a lot of resources to use. Now, for Maths Buddies basically is a Singapore Maths program which people are very gung-ho about at the present moment, because Singapore Maths have always been doing really, really well in the TIMSS and PISA exams. All right, but for this, basically you have to register with us, because this program actually you have to register a code. The publishers actually at the present moment sponsors 700 codes. So that means each individual, when you register, the system will tag and follow you, whatever you've done, whatever you have achieved, and how you progress. It's a very smart system. It'll just follow you as you progress. That's why this one is not just a general password. This one you just register, and our manager will manually actually send you a login code. All right. So this is something different, but this is especially for primary school. So secondary school don't need to really attempt for this. Now, the McGraw-Hill Access Medicine COVID-19, this is about all the live news, all the latest development, and all the good stuff about the what is happening in COVID. So rather than you tune into 5-6 channels of the news, you read this, everything and all the update is there. Now, of course, there is the MITstem. They have a massive open online course offered to STEM students as well as to Cambridge IGCSE students from years 7 to 10. There is a 300 user or code scholarship where the first 300 students that sign on, they'll give you a scholarship worth 500 ringgit each, actually. Now, Pearson, they do have some ebooks there that can be used for free, for references. Now, Press Reader is something really, really, really powerful. They have 7,000 newspaper and magazine. And you can learn, you can study anything real time and live. If you use the search function, you search any topic, you'll search the 7,000 newspaper and magazine together. All right. This one, especially the adults, is going to be fantastic for you. If you're a corporate person, it's fantastic for you because it covers every topic, magazines and newspaper from 100 countries, and there's 60 types of languages. If you don't understand the language, you can just click and translate it into English, into Mandarin, into any language for the matter. There's 60 languages pairing. All right. Now, Bookflix basically is a book reading program for primary school. They blend fiction and non-fiction. They help students transit into non-fiction. All right. There's a lot of learning to be done. Then you have TrueFlix. TrueFlix is basically helping people to learn social sciences and non-fiction items. They give you videos and stuff like that. Now, the other one would be UBSM exams. UBSM exams would basically be the TOEFL, IELTS, CFR tests, and so on. We do provide you a lot of free practice so that if you are going to UK, say, and you're going to take the IELTS exam, and you're going in for the exams the very first time, we actually give you the practice so you can actually practice for free so that when you actually take the exam, you don't need to worry. Likewise, if you're going to US, you can actually try out the TOEFL. Malaysia, we like to MOE or what, we will be using the CFR. And if the workplace, they use a lot of TOEIC, all right? Now, the other one, if you are a school we require higher security, where what we do is that you generally click on to the school login page. So if you notice the school, the login page should be COVID-19 schools. So what we do is that we help the school organize themselves, all right, by helping the school register, whether it's an IP for the school, whether it's a referring URL for the school, or we just give the school a common password and login where every student log in. Then at the end of the usage period or the trial period or the free period, we can actually give a report of the data of the usage to the school itself. So the schools actually know that what are the students reading and what is popular, all right, and what they do. Now, if you note, like Britannica schools and Britannica library in the previous presentation, Britannica school is very different. Britannica schools, basically, we give you the curriculum mapped to your school curriculum. Like say, if you're doing a Cambridge school or IGCSE school, we map it to the British curriculum. That means say you're in year 4, you study about ants, all right? Then after that, you go inside Britannica UK school edition. What you do is that you see diagrams of ant, the reproduction cycle of ants, books about ants, primary resources about ants, website about ants, and all kinds of videos and learning resources about ants. So you map directly to your curriculum, because nowadays the kids don't really have time to really go and search everywhere on Google and such. But this one have given you all types of array of materials to learn about the subject that matters to you. So thus, if you run the US program, if you run a US school, we give you the US curriculum. You run an Australian school, we give you an Australian curriculum. Now, the next thing is that, like say the Gale Kids Info Database, it provides the tools and resources to help the students and young learners to learn. And like say National Geographic, one of the key thing is that one National Geographic camera alone costs $1 million US. So the graphics, the information, the learning objective will be really, really nice HD or maybe 4K kind of images, which is going to be very appealing and attractive for both the students and the adults. All right. Press Reader, as I mentioned before, but this is in the school environment. Bookflix, TrueFlix also can be a school environment. LitPro and LitPro Library. LitPro and LitPro Library basically is a test or assessment where basically we will actually give you a test and know what is your level of reading capability, all right? Or we call the reading kung fu level, all right? And after that, the system will actually prescribe books that you like, the genre that you like, and then they will actually prescribe the books based on your level of your capability, so that you will learn and you will have a ramp-up method, so that the books that has been allocated to you wouldn't be too easy where you don't progress, or wouldn't be too difficult that will demoralize you. So the books will be exactly of a level or slightly higher than the level of capability. So it's almost a guaranteed KPI for you to learn, all right, and improve. UBSM exams is the same. Then we have UTalk. UTalk, we basically give you 10 languages, because most international schools or some of the local schools as well, they offer foreign language studies. So we're giving you the 10 most common one, like Malay, Mandarin, Tamil, French, Italian, German, all right, and Spanish, and then you have Korean, Japanese as well, all right. So just register. All these things are made available free to you. So this is a general overview, but do tune in and log in regularly, because what we do is that we will continually have updates for you. We will continually have updates so that Every time there's an add-on, there's updates. Now, another thing that we basically have is that I haven't updated it is that lately we just got a sponsorship from Eton College, all right? Eton College from the Education Department, Eton X. It's a very prestigious school in the UK where 40% of their prime minister comes from this school. They're offering scholarship for 700 students in Malaysia to attend the public speaking course online. They have quite a number of courses. Let me share with you. Like say they do have creative problem solving, critical thinking. These are all the soft skills that you learn. We call it the 21st century skills. There's two types of learning method. One learning method will be instructors led. That means the teacher will teach a class of between 6 to 8 people, not more than that. Will be a live classroom where we teach you all these skills over a 2 or 3 month period. All right, that is for the tutor studies. There's another one which is self-study. Self-study would mean we give you the courses and you just study it by yourself as such. The sponsorship package will be specifically on public speaking and will be a self-study course. So it's not instructors led. Now the difference between these two things is one is synchronous. Synchronous, that means it's a live study program where there's a teacher leading the classroom and the students all tune in live. Whereas the self-study course will be asynchronous. That means you will basically do the study, all right? And then the thing is that you basically did I share the screen just now? I didn't share the screen. Okay, I mean, this is the screen that I should be sharing about the courses where asynchronous, that means it's not real time. You can study at your own time because sometimes you may have classes in the morning and you can only do the classes at night. So this is something cool and good. So do tune in. We have more and more stuff. Now, for those schools who are interested, you can actually contact us. We can give the scholarship to the schools actually. But I think according to the terms and conditions, they give to the schools to locate to the award winners or to their best students to use. But frankly, we leave it to the school discretion to issue to whoever you think is deemed fit. All right.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for the sharing, Mr. Thong. Yep. So as you can see, you have a lot of varieties there, from academics to soft skills.
Yeah.
Yep. And to languages as well. All right, awesome. So yeah, so probably now we can look at the questions. What we have on Slido now.
Yep.
So yes, there is one. Hi Keith, how long does this free subscription last for?
Generally, the subscription for most of the subscription will be up to 31st of May, all right? Or it could even be longer, actually. Frankly, at this present moment, we asked the publishers to allocate between 2 to 3 months. So what most of the publishers do is that they give 2 months until the 31st of May. But frankly, you look at the situation from a global perspective, it may drag a little longer. So I think most of the publishers will be pretty flexible. If you need a little bit more time to extend it until June or July or stuff like that, all you need to do is just let us know. We can actually help make the arrangement for extension, especially for school trial. I think by the time most of us come back to school in mid-April, the first 2 weeks with Kalam Kabut, then only we have another month to do things. So if you need a longer trial period, you can request for it actually. But for the moment, most of these will end on the 31st of May.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's the only question for at the moment. All right. So probably we can move into our pop quiz session. All right. So yeah, for this pop quiz session, what would be the prize from your side, Keith? Mr. Thong, sorry.
Okay, the thing is that the prizes would be the Eton X scholarship, because most of the Eton X scholarship will allocate via library or school leadership. But for those people who tune in today, after make sure you give Jerry your email and contact, we give you the scholarship now itself. All right. One of the scholarship is worth 288 ringgit per user, actually. So you will walk away with 288 ringgit of the public speaking online course.
Okay, cool.
For free.
For free. All right, awesome.
If not, you beg your teacher to get one. And get your teacher to contact us if you don't win it here.
Okay, all right, guys. So listen up. The first question will be, what does UBSM stands for?
You want them to key in into the
Yeah, probably they will key in.
whoever first one to key in, or
Yes, well, the first one who keys in into the Facebook chat will will win it.
generally this public speaking course is for secondary school students to adopt. All right, it's life skills, 21st century learning skills.
All right.
We'll look at the answer later on, see who is the fastest one.
Yes, yes.
Let's progress to the next question.
Okay, the next question will be, name one of the free online learning programs UBSM is providing during this period of time. First come, first serve basis.
Also key in a Facebook
Yes, yes.
chat.
So probably we can have another question. We'll make it 3. So your side, Mr. Thong, probably you would like to ask one question.
Okay, let's let me know 2 products that the school can sign in as a whole school.
Wow.
Or what is the URL if you are a school and you want to test out the product? What is the URL? Which I shared just down.
Okay, that makes it 4 questions. All right,
Okay.
guys. Okay, so we'll check out on the answers later at the end of the session. Okay, then we'll identify who is the winner and so on. All right, Mr. Thong, thank you so much for your sharing, and yeah, keep on hold with us.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Thong, CEO of UBSM International Education. All right, so now we move on to our next speaker. All right, so he's Mr. Anthony, who is running in an international school. All right, and let's hear his thoughts on the current pandemic and the lockdown.
Hi, everyone. Those who are watching at home, especially everyone is at home, watching from Facebook. Some are actually watching from YouTube as well. And actually, some actually joining us live. Thank you very much for your wonderful attendance. Thank you very much, Jerry, as well.
You're welcome.
Yes, I would like to share a little bit about how it relates to the title. I'm sure everyone knows that this is a very tough situation that we're going through to survive this COVID recession. So I do actually have some slides as well to share about this area that for you guys to have an understanding. Okay, is the slides okay?
Yes, it looks good here. Probably you want to go on a full screen. This is all right.
All right. So thank you once again. Let me go on to understanding. As you can see itself here, the COVID-19 recession signs. The IMF is the International Monetary Fund. The managing director herself mentioned that the world is coming to a recession and countries must go big on spending. This is something that most countries are coming out with their stimulus packages out there. And this is very, very important because the economy would not sustain itself because we are already in this recession and the stimulus packages must move to help businesses, to help people in general, especially those who are really in need, the people who are in the B40 category and also some in the M40 category as well. And also you can see the global workforce could lose up to 3.4 trillion in income this year. First, I've never really seen the word trillion itself, but now I see billions, but now I see trillions. So we're talking about trillions itself, which is the lowest estimate, the middle estimate, and the highest estimate as well. The labor income to this coronavirus pandemic. As going into the deep global recession, the impact on coronavirus puts all the jobs at stake as many companies couldn't sustain. They have pay cuts, retrenchment, and etc. Malaysia, we're already feeling it already. with companies in other industries like the airline industries, like people in the industries like the hotel, people in the tourism industry. All these are already feeling it. So after the pandemic is over, we hope we can actually support these industries back. Parents are also paying for international school fee. Schools will also search for lower cost alternatives. Some solutions that are out there are online e-learning, more affordable international schools, and blended learning international schools. So these are some of the solutions that people are looking for outside. This question, can life return to normal after COVID-19? What do you think? You could actually type in a comment as well and take a look and see. Can life really return? In the United States, in Statistica, what people actually do, the Americans actually do, is wash their hands, use hand sanitizer frequently, engage in social distancing. They pray as well, avoid restaurants, and they stockpile food and water and wear masks. So eat, pray, and wash. These are the three things that people are actually doing right now. Post-COVID-19, parents' fear. We're talking about not only COVID-19, but what about post-COVID-19? Due to the coronavirus pandemic, it's forecasted that parents will continue to practice social distancing, not only for themselves, but also for their children, for the next 3 to 6 months after the MCO. In Malaysia, MCO is actually the movement control order, whereby we are stopped, we can't really go out of the, the movement control order is restricted movement outside of our house as well. Businesses including tuition, enrichment classes, outdoor learning activities will be heavily impacted. Online learning will continue to be highly sought after and grow as well. Moving on to the how would the rise of e-learning and Industry 4.0 will be very effective as well to what is happening. Many jobs available today would disappear in the near future because of automation. Our children must be prepared to face technological challenges as well. Robots, drones, autonomous vehicle or driverless car, it's like what you have for Tesla. And the rise of AI, machine learning, augmented reality, virtual reality, which plays a big part in the future. So imagine yourself what we're doing. Like for instance, later we will do a demo. We show you as well. Like now people would learn more on AR and even VR as well, whereby you can actually touch and feel the particular item itself by using AR and also VR. This is the technology portion of how technology helps to combat the pandemic. As you can see, how they actually use AI to combat COVID-19. This is partly done by some of the universities to use AI technology to combat COVID. And also, even in US as well, there's a first person with Wuhan coronavirus in US being tested by a robot. So a particular human do not need to be exposed, or a doctor or nurse does not need to be exposed to the coronavirus as well. Because why? The robot actually does the work. So in future itself, if happens this sort of situation, robots will actually do this job rather than putting the frontliners at risk. Because yes, we love our doctors, we love our nurses, but we really pray for them every day because they really are putting themselves at risk. Especially, I have my family, my cousins, my family members, a lot of them are in the medical field, doctors, nurses, and so on. And we actually do appreciate what they do and pray for them every day. Another interesting thing that I can see on the slide down here, if you can see, scientists and doctors in MIT are also building an innovative low-cost ventilator for coronavirus patients. The typical ventilators cost thousands and thousands of dollars. In this particular project, they actually share their CAD drawing, the 3D CAD drawing printing drawing. The items cost less than about $100 to actually buy. And the Italian hospital saves COVID-19 patients' lives by thanking them to 3D printed valves. So imagine the current technology is already helping people out there. What more in the next couple of years' time when everything is going to be more automated in the industry 4.0. Also, just to share a little bit, MITstem International School, as Jerry mentioned, is the first international school in Malaysia. We focus on academic and STEM subjects to gear and shape our children to experts for the future. We offer Cambridge IGCSE syllabus and advanced technology courses with Industry 4.0, robotics, CAD, AI, machining, and more. Our certification from Cambridge, from STEM, ORG, Omron, Bosch, which is the founder of Industry 4.0 or the inventor of Industry 4.0. We're also the Microsoft Authorized Education Partner and also the first AWS Head Start company. And our fees are just from about 1,388 per month, just to have that information about us. Also, at this current moment, we are actually launching today itself, whereby study and learn online with MITstem.com. We offer Cambridge and IGCSE and STEM subjects. We are giving 300 free student access worth 500 ringgit or worth US $115. This is valid for 2 months, which is 1st April to 31st May. Contact us to get free access. We actually will open up the link in our MITstem.com after this. And a special bonus is up to 50 students will receive a full year subscription for year 2020. So can I have a thumbs up itself if or like if people like this as well?
Or share us your love.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
This is how the sites actually look like, study and learn online. So if you can actually go on to our website, you can take a look at this. This is a complete learning management system whereby you could actually learn everything online itself. Imagine even learning hands-on online. So as you can see, this is the some of the subjects. Like we focus only on the STEM subjects that you can see here. And this is how it looks like. And the beautiful thing is we have the assignments and so on will be done there. And the teacher can actually mark everything, the grades, they're giving badges. And we are also incorporating our blockchain technology as well for certification. So there will not be any fake certificates. There will not be any issue itself. So we're using blockchain. And later part as well with single sign-on registration, we use AI for facial recognition to understand the people. And one more thing that we are in the midst of developing, now we have robo marking for multiple choice, but we're doing robo marking as well for essays, so that next time in future, any essays as well will be easier, because it's tough. As you can see, teachers will spend so much time, or we heard about 30% of their time they do just on marking alone, or 40%. So if there is AI that you put in to actually help them mark itself and they actually do pick up the important points, that will be actually a wonderful tool to actually help the teacher. As we understand itself as an educator, it's a tough job that we like to lighten their burden. All right, so now after speaking on this, I would like to actually do the online learning demo with the drone, starting with the Mbot, the Meclab, and also the drone. So in this particular demo, we are showing people as well that with the rise of technology, we can be thousands, of places apart. We can be very far apart, but we can still be connected. That means we can actually, the teacher could be in Malaysia. We could have a student all the way from China or all the way from any other countries and part of the world. They still can actually learn online. So there is the remote access computing power and internet power as well that can control the computer and control the machines and control the equipment. So I will show how the demo actually works from this area, then that people could actually have a understanding. Just give me a moment. Okay, everyone can see my screen, right? All right, I'm playing the video.
Okay, hi everyone. So welcome to MITstem International School. So today I will share you how to use Meclab using a fruit sim, and a student can control remote control to use a Meclab. Okay, first of all, I will share my screen to student. Okay, I can give a control to them. Okay, allow that. So, student, we press a button, you see, and can see the actual machine are functioning. So, how they learn about remote machine using a software. Okay, thank you. So, second thing, I will show how to do Mbot using a Meclab. Okay, so this one programming I've done. I will give to student to remote my program also. They can do at home also this program and can see a result. Okay, so I need to do a correction. Need to turn on. Okay, so connect. I will allow them to do and see this Mbot in function the program. So please student control my PC here. Okay, you can see that programming will function according to programming. So that's all my explanation about Meclab and Mbot. Thank you guys. See you again.
Yeah, so that was the first part that you can see that we have the demonstration of the automation machine, which is the Meclab, and also the robot, which we call the Mbot as well. So the second part as well, which we find drones are also a very, very big part that I think even during this COVID pandemic, people are actually looking for solutions as well. I think DJI Malaysia even asked.
Hi everyone, so today I'm in
DJI Malaysia even asked people to volunteer because we don't have enough drone pilots as well. So just let you show on the drone pilotings as well.
How to use a radio program and fly a drone. So we see the software. Okay, this one, the radio software. We do a connection already with the drone, and I press start. We fly a drone. So student, we do a remotely also this software. Okay. So we can see drone we fly according to our program. We forward 10 centimeter and wait. We repeat it. And we keep off. Forward. And we land it. Okay. Thank you guys. See you again. Welcome to MITstem International School.
All right. Thank you very much, Cairo, for that wonderful video. As you can see, it was actually pre-recorded, this video, earlier on. So that is actually the demo that we are actually running. Let me turn off my screen. Is Jerry there?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
All right.
Right, wonderful sharing, Mr. Anthony. Can see what you're doing is really awesome, and giving out the 300 free access. Yep, hope everyone can reach out to that as well. And just being running as an international school, I would like to have your how do you actually approach with the pandemic and lockdown affects? How does this affect your school itself?
That's a very good question. I think I can look into two areas: as a business owner, and also as a part of the board of directors as well, and also as a parent. Three different aspects itself. How do we actually, as a school as well, the good thing is we, since day one, have actually gone online. So we know the importance of online. So we have already prepared for this because we've seen other countries. And during the lockdown, and we actually have student from China actually. So sad. The student is actually a Hong Kong citizen, but the mother holds a Hubei passport. He cannot leave the mother during Chinese New Year. He went back, and they couldn't come back. Unfortunately, it's because of the lockdown in China. So it's very unfortunate. But during this time, they could actually study online as well. And there's no limitation with our MOOC that they can actually study online. And we also have live lessons as well that they can actually study. So that was a good example. And also for our current Malaysian students as well, they can actually access and learn actually everything online with this current situation. And as a parent as well, it's much better for our children, if you can ask the other panelists as well, our children to actually have the time to actually study at home rather than just loitering, rather than just lingering around and getting upset and only playing with mobile devices and so on. So we find that as a parent as well, it's good for them to actually spend this time productively. And with all the resources, that's why we're actually giving out for this COVID-19, the 300 free spaces.
Yeah. Speaking of online learning implementation at your school, how was the response of the parents and the students?
Oh, as if you can log into our MITstem.com, you can take a look itself. The parents and students, we were surprised that they actually love it. The children, some of them even wait for the class. Normally itself, when they're going for class, they'll be like, okay, next class, let's move on. They'll wait online for the class. And this is also a very unique thing, is because before COVID itself, we are so reliant on all of them coming together, touching the physical item and so on, physical machines, physical drones, physical things. But all these are physical items, but this, you do not need to actually physically touch it as well, because there's remote access, as you can see with the demo, that you can do. So there's no longer need itself to physically come and be there as well. But why we also promote not only online learning, but also blended learning as well. Blended learning we see would be the future, because as Asian parents, we as Asians would not want to do 100%. We don't want our kids to not go to school as well. We don't want all of them to 100% not. Yes, we prefer to have at least a blended model, not just fully not going to school as well. So a blended model will actually help. Okay, thank you.
Yep, great. I think that blended model really helps especially the Asians. I truly agree that. Yep. So I think any more that you'd like to add, Mr. Anthony?
Not for this moment as well.
Okay, so probably I can move on to the Slido and check out what is the some questions for you. Let me check. So far there's no questions here. Okay, so probably we can move on into the pop quiz. Okay. So since there's no question, I think it's a very clear session there. Okay. So
yeah, there is a question. Sorry, Jerry.
Sorry.
There is a question from Miss Elaine.
Miss Elaine, sorry, that's for Mr. Keith. Yeah, for Mr. Thong himself. We'll probably get back to that since we should do it, the question itself.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Thong, you there?
Okay, yes, go ahead,
Yes.
sure.
Mr. Thong, the question will be, how long will the free subscription last? And see how, yeah, I think it's the same question.
Same
previously.
question.
Probably you want to.
No, it's not the same question. After the MCO is over.
Oh, sorry. After the MCO is over, correct.
Okay,
Yes.
after the MCO is over, generally, it would be up to the school to request. If you are a school, we will talk to your school directly. Now, I forgot to share. There's one more way you can actually access. Is you can if you're in anywhere in Malaysia. There's so far there's three big libraries that is doing it in their system itself. That means they have a single sign-on system, including many of the other resources. You can actually go to National Library, pnm.my, or you can go to ppas.joey.my, which is the Selangor State Library. You can register as a member. You have a lot of resources there. Libraries may request for another extension. Or if you're in East Malaysia, the Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, pns.joey.my, you can actually register as a member. They have a lot of other resources as well, besides putting our resources into their system. All right, there's other ways as well. I think most likely the library may extend for a little extension. The school, you can request for that. But for the general public, because you see, all this thing we are doing on a voluntary basis is free, and we put a few stuff like 24 hours. It's really, really taxing, After the period of time, we have to let the library do the job and it go into the library systems. All right. So after the period, our staff will have to go back to their normal work rather than watching and start on standby just to serve for days and months, So it will be over after the season. All right, but the libraries and the school can continue.
All right. Thank you so much for the clarification, Mr. Thong. Okay. Yes. So let's come back to the pop quiz for Mr. Anthony himself. So how many? Audiences or attendees listen clearly. Yeah. So how many free access is MIT giving out for during this period? How many free access is MIT giving out? So we'll get back to the answers later. And the next questions will be, what's the validity of the free access? What is the validity of it? And also name the two demo that was presented earlier. All right, so we'll get back to the winners later. All right. So yeah, Mr. Anthony, would you like to share what is the prizes that they will get upon getting the answers correct?
Oh, upon getting the answers correct, is the prizes itself would be at the moment we are giving out this 300 free access as well. But you see, we've also been contacted by some schools whereby they want at least about 100, 200 or 300 spaces. So because of this situation, we were actually not prepared to actually give out to one particular school 200 to 300 accesses as well. But we are willing to collaborate with schools because we are actually having a licensing model as well to work together with schools, whereby we like to license our technology and also our STEM curriculum. So that's what we can actually. So do contact us as well later on, and you can actually have we can actually have a chat and do give us your details and so on, because later we can actually share my contact informations and you can actually take a look as well. So at the moment, we're giving out for all the students out there, parents together with students, to actually use this as well. Immediately, they can actually get it.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Anthony. Okay. So once again, thank you very much for the insightful sharing, Mr. Anthony. And now, finally, we have come to our last speaker for today, We have Mr. Ng, all right, which from Country Director of Cambridge again. Okay, so Mr. Ng, thank you so much for waiting. Hi, Mr. Ng.
Hi, Jerry. I'm still here.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
You're not asleep yet, huh?
Oh no, I can't sleep with Anthony and Keith talking. Yeah, so it's challenging living in this VUCA world. Okay, carry on, Jerry.
Yes. Okay. So so Mr. Ng, being the country director of Cambridge, and also being part of the Cambridge the Cambridge itself, how does Cambridge actually support their centers during this crisis, and also why the rise of e-learning is critical?
Hi, Jerry, and also Anthony. Yeah, thanks a lot to MITstem International School for organizing this session. I hesitated actually to take part in the beginning. Yeah, it's my first webinar in 60 years. So, but I just want to give what they call Anthony and Keith a run for their money as well. Yeah, to see whether I'm able to handle this session or not. Yeah, so I would just like to say thank you. Yeah, thank you to everyone, and just quickly picking up on what Keith mentioned. Yeah, this is a VUCA world, and then I would just want to pick up uncertainty and ambiguity. Yeah? As a teacher, how can you go inside the classroom and say we have a lot of uncertainties, and we kind of like, I don't know what to do, and this world is ambiguous. You learn what you want to do, you can't possibly do that as a classroom teacher. Students look to you for guidance. Yeah. So what I would like to share with colleagues today is how do Cambridge support schools, in times like this, where the real classroom is closed, everybody goes virtual, everybody goes online, and so how does Cambridge cope, in order to support our schools in such times? I think one of our most challenging situations was China. We've got a lot of schools who also do our program, but the schools were closed even in January itself. So it has always been a big challenge. But what I would like to do today is to share with participants who log in, who join us. And as Jerry said, it's meant to be a caring and sharing session. So I will share with colleagues. Feel free to post questions, and then I'll share with colleagues some slides, which I prepared, which MITstem only give me 1 day to prepare, actually half day. So I did it last night, and then I'll share some slides with you all. Just bear with me for a moment. Okay. Can you see the slides, Jerry?
Not yet.
Oh, I already posted it. Yeah, you can't see the slides. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Yeah, let me try again.
You are going on screen share, right?
Hang on. Yeah. Give me one minute. Yeah.
Yes, we can see now.
Okay, just hang on. Yeah, let me. Can you see now, Jerry?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I just want to run through. I just prepared a few slides. What I would like to talk on is to share with colleagues here. These are slides I need to acknowledge my colleague from UK, Dr. Tristan Stobby, who shared with us a session on pedagogy, curriculum, and effective teaching during one of our team meetings that we had in Indonesia last year. And he shared some of these slides, his ideas on pedagogy. So I think in the light of, as a teacher, when you go in the classroom, when you log into all the e-learning materials, so what are the things that you have to think of at the back of your mind? You can't simply adopt plug on anything, put on anything for your children without thinking deeper into it. Yeah. So what I would like to share with colleagues here a little bit, just a quick run through as to pedagogy. Where does pedagogy sit among all the, in the group of lessons? And then was how do we do a curriculum, and a quick one on effective teaching. What constitutes effective teaching? Yeah. So this is something actually I quite like. I read through Robin Alexander, and this is how he defines pedagogy. So it is what one needs to know. What one needs to know, I would think that is knowledge. Yeah. And the skills one needs to command. What are the skills one need to learn? 21st century skills, as Steve mentioned, in order to make and justify the many different kinds of decisions of which teaching is constituted. We need to justify which method are we using. Then we need to know what is the knowledge we want them to acquire, what are skills they want them to know. Yeah. So with this in mind, then we look at what are views of learning. Some people presume that learning is always teach. You just listen, don't ask. Learning is as being taught. Some people believe learning as individual sense making. Guiding them, facilitating them, helping to make sense of what knowledge is imparted to them. And others believe that learning is just building knowledge as part of doing things together, doing things with others. So these are some of the views of learning. Yeah, no one is right. Yeah, so everyone has got its pros and cons. Yeah, so when we look at this is one diagram which I quite like. Yeah, we look at how Confucian, the Confucian, what kind of learning theories that they believe, and Socratic. So, and both, as you say, we need to understand and respect different pedagogical traditions. So when we look at Confucian, we talk about thoughtful acquisition, and then Socrates inquiry. Then Confucian side is just listen and learn first, then question and ask later. But in the Socratic learning style, it's learn by asking, learn by discussing. And Confucian will say is always emphasis on effort, perseverance, not giving up. And on the other side, Socratic, it says ability. Then the teacher as sapiential authority, almost like a sage on the stage. And the other side says teacher as a facilitator. That's the stage beside the stage. Yeah. So there is a teacher as facilitator of self-generated knowledge. And I say, when the Confucian philosophy, the country first, then community, family, group, individual. Whereas the Socratic style of learning focuses on the individual. Yeah. So both have got its strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. So, and well, you sit back and reflect. Yeah. As a teacher, as a parent, as a tutor, what is your personal view on teaching and learning? Is it one of those mentioned, or is it different, or a mixture of them? As Anthony mentioned just now, you've got direct classroom teaching, blended learning, virtual learning, which is the best. Yeah. And as you say, what is the dominant paradigm in the countries you manage is also very important. But you look at social, economic culture, you look at the context where teaching is taking place. Yeah? As people always say, there's not one size that fits everyone, that fits everybody. Yeah? Not one model that fits everyone. Every country is different. Every classroom is different. So with that in mind, it will help you if you're mindful. What are the things you need to consider before you adopt or adapt a certain learning instrument? Yeah. So just a quick what they call Chris Husbands describe great teaching. What does he what constitute great teaching? And this is what he says. Yeah. Teaching is a clinical practice which involves access to the research base. That's what we call research-based evidence, yeah, or research-based learning, complex decision-making, and deliberative practice. This is one word we seldom use, yeah, deliberative practice. And he sums it up, all great teaching involves committed teachers, it's hard to debate, effective pedagogy, plus knowledge of subject and effective teaching interventions together with imagination, multiplied by deliberative practice. I think there's a lot of truth in that. Yeah. So as we guide students, be mindful of what we're doing. We can be mindful of the pedagogical practices that we adopt. Yeah? And so, taking off from there, I thought I'd just give you a bit of background how we connect pedagogy, curriculum, and what makes effective teaching. And in the light of the current situation, supporting Cambridge schools via e-learning resources. This is what we have tried, colleagues at the professional development division, teacher support division. We have come up, we work with publishers, and we also come up with a lot of our own resources to assist schools to do online learning. I'll just run through very quickly. Yeah? The first one I'll just run through are the publishers that we endorse. Yeah, I hope it works. Yeah, just give me a minute. Okay, yeah, it seems all right. Yeah, so this is actually school support from publishing partners. They are our publishing partners during the coronavirus outbreak, and we look at it. We partner with Cambridge University Press. They have a platform that's called Elevate, and then there's also Collins and also Hodder Education. Yeah, you can email. These are available. These links are all on the Cambridge website. Yeah, you log into it. You can log in, access the pages yourself. Yeah, so these are materials provided by our publishers for the what they call the e-learning platform. Yeah, so these are provided by the publishers, and then what are those provided by us? Yeah, so just hang on. Yeah, and okay. Sorry. Okay, then the second one, I will run through with you. This is the Cambridge website itself. Okay. So if we look at this website, it is actually a very, very informative website. Yeah, teaching and learning when school is closed. So we are committed to helping students and learners during this difficult time. So we find that in this page, I just want to highlight one or two areas here. Tools to support remote teaching and learning. You can read more. What are the webinars we have run? Actually, if you look at webinars, a colleague of mine in China, Dr. Julia Yu, is one blog that's worth reading. How she conducted a webinar, I think in China, and I think it's amazing. I think it's 40,000 people took part. Yeah, it is really amazing. Yeah, and if you look into tools to support remote teaching and learning, there's a lot of tools there. I just share with you. Hang on, yeah. So if you look at this website, yeah, it gives you a lot of things, all the tools you require, yeah, and approaches to teaching and learning, interaction and engagement, individual and collaborative work, IT requirements, and if you look at the subjects here, tools with subject-specific content, tools that facilitate discussion, tools that allow you to create interactive learning, quizzes and games, tools that allow you to create online teaching, learning context, formative feedback tools, collating idea, content online, and surveying tools. Yeah? So this is one area that you can actually look into. But I just want to go back to the other section. Yeah. Okay. I just want to share with you one of the quite useful tips which are given by a colleague of mine called Andrew Field, and I think it is quite worth tips on learning effectively and managing stress. Yeah, this is quite useful website to access as well. I just want to share with you 6 top tips for online teaching and learning. Yeah? And okay, this is done by Andrew Field. Yeah? Andrew Field has a lot of experience in doing online teaching and learning. So he gives some good tips, yeah, like routines are vital, be encouraging, is anybody out there, don't forget teamwork, have the right kit, stay safe. Yeah? And I think there's a lot of interesting tips, yeah, for teachers who are currently engaged and promoting online teaching or e-learning for the students. Yeah, so we look at see, there's one blog here, so it's quite good. Yeah, this is actually quite a good blog. COVID-19 and the challenges of remote teaching in China. And China is first because people were never prepared for it. A lot of teachers, as Keith mentioned just now, they don't have laptops. They were not. Nobody ever expect, you know, virtual learning to suddenly experience such an exponential growth. Yeah, so you can look into it when you're free. Yeah, so and we have Resource Plus is also we are providing this for teachers for free, and then there's also Test Maker. So please, resources for you and your learner. Just try and log into this and see. Yeah. And that's the thing about technology. Sometimes it teaches people to be patient.
Exactly.
So you say it's always a virtue, yeah. And we are just sharing, contributing to the e-learning community, yeah, in times like this, yeah. So if you look at it, yeah, okay, see whether this is. Yeah. So we have got quite a number of other useful resources, blogs, and so on. And so please do log into the Cambridge main website, which is www.cambridgeinternational.org. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of parents and students are quite familiar with that. Yeah. So when we I go back to so we have got quite a lot of these, what they call the, so these are the main websites. If you, for further information, I think you need you can take a snapshot if you want to. Yeah, I'll just give you a few seconds. Yeah.
Would you be able to minimize the?
You want to minimize?
No, I mean
okay.
minimize the black box on the right.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, hang on, yeah.
So they can take a snapshot fully.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay. Is that all right? Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all right.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. So with that, as you say, you log into our web page, yeah, and then okay, let me join back the team, yeah. Jerry, how do I get back the black box? I think
there's a tab on the taskbar at below.
Okay.
Yes, you go to the teams to the left. Yes.
Oh, to the left. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The team call, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So that was a bit of a presentation, and I just want to say thank you, and feel free to ask any questions, yeah, and I'll try my best to answer. Thanks, Jerry, for sharing it.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much for the informative session, Mr. Ng. I think it's what you have just shared is very useful for a lot of Cambridge centers and also those non-Cambridge as well. They can tap and take a look as well. Yep. Okay. So I think we can head on and check out the the Slido questions. Let me just open up screen share mine. Okay. So question. All right, we have Sami. Sami, you mentioned will be providing a promotional list of 300 students. So I think these questions will be to Mr. Anthony himself. Mr. Anthony, you there? Hello?
The mic is off.
Sorry, my apologies. Thank you very much, Sammy, for this question. Yes, this 300 promo codes, first of all, those who actually gave an answer immediately, irregardless, we will actually give those promo codes away, those who actually answered the questions. Those other people who actually come on board with us in the promo code, they need to have at least the requirement of having one child, which is to study for IGCSE of the age of year 7 to year 10. That's all. It's a very simple requirement, and we actually, when they log into the system, they can actually, we will issue them the promo codes to go online.
So does that mean they need to contact us for this?
Yes, they need to. No, we will actually be posting it by tomorrow in our site. We will actually launch the promo. We will launch it there, and then we will give them the promo code as well.
All right, thank you.
We will launch the promo codes.
Okay, so the next question will be how to apply for the public speaking scholarship mentioned just now. So I believe this is for Mr. Thong.
Generally, if you're a school, you just contact me or my digital tech department head. The email is David, David at ubsm.com.my. I repeat, David at UBSM, University Bookstore Malaysia.com.my. You just write to David, then he will allocate the codes to your school.
All right, thank you, Mr. Thong. And the next one will be Mr. Anthony. How does the licensing model work?
Oh, okay. The licensing model, interesting. It's better that we actually not take up this and this time to actually do this. It's better you can actually contact us. So later I'll put up the information of my contact details as well. And also from there you can actually take a look.
Okay.
You can actually get in touch with me and my team.
Okay. All right. And the next question will be, can they get the slides later?
Yes. Later I'll be putting up at the end as well of the slide share. So maybe if they're interested, okay, I will do it now. They can actually get the copy of our slides and also the information on our slide share. I will share it now.
How about Mr. Ng, your slide? Would you be able to share it?
That's fine. I think, Jerry, I already sent my slides to you. Can you post it onto your website?
Yeah, sure.
Feel free to share my slides. It's fine. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So this is the. Can you all see the share screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So this is the slide share. I will also copy this link and put it in the Facebook as well. Yeah, we will copy this link and actually put it on the Facebook comments and also on Slido as well.
All right, great. Probably you can post it in the MITstem Facebook.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Okay. So I think that's all for
Jerry,
the questions that we have on Slido. Yes, Mr. Ng.
Is there 2 minutes or AOB?
Sorry.
Any other
Any
business?
other business?
Probably
No,
some
no.
closing
Since
remark from each of the speakers and from you as well.
okay, since I was the last one, I start first. Yeah, so I just
Yes.
say thank you to everyone. Thank you to MITstem. But I just want to, since Give has a lot of prizes to give away. Yeah, I just want to pose two questions to participants. Yeah, what does the acronym ITQ stand for? Number one, ITQ. Yeah, India Technology Q, Queen. ITQ. Question number two, what does EIQ stand for? England, India, and Queen. Yeah. So those who get it correct will get two of Eton scholarships
Yes,
from Kiev. Yeah.
no problem.
That's all. That's just say thank you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I pass it to Kiev. Yeah. Okay.
I think for my side is that as I shared, you just go to our website, all the information is there. All right. I think generally for all of us, especially if you're a school owner or international school, I leave it with some thoughts for you to think about, because think about your new academic year. How is it going to happen and when is it going to happen? All right. Think about travel restrictions, whether your expat teachers can come back or not, or whether people want to travel or not, or whether more people will be coming because their country has been locked down as such. All right, these are some things to think about, like say relocation. All right, company packages for expat staff. These are some of the things that you need to look at. Look at crisis planning if this thing is going to prolong longer. All right. The other thing is that you have to really seriously look at retraining teachers and upskilling them. That is generally uh, something that is definite lah. Because I feel that from the discussion, a lot of people are not really that prepared. Now, the other thing is that I was also pretty encouraged by the human spirit, the goodness of a lot of people come out of this situation. People are willing to help, willing to share. And then I was following the Malaysian International Parents Group Facebook, and also talk to some of the school owners. Many people ask, shall we pay school fees or not, and stuff like that, right? Because of the shutdown. But the thing is that we find that a lot of parents are very willing to do that, because many of the people that go to international schools are professional. They know that the teachers have to work harder and plan more to teach the classroom now than ever before. The kind of work is much more than before, all right? And then also realize that a lot of things that I never think possible can happen is happening. Like I was just watching my daughter attend her music class, her piano class, and her flute class online with the computer on. She plays, the teacher play the other side, she plays. It's like, wow, is that really possible? But it's possible,
My son as well.
it's happening. So the thing is that, wow, actually, yeah, it works. So I asked my daughter, does it work? She said, yeah, actually, it works. So it's like something new that we never thought that can happen. So this would be some new business model that you can look at, all right? And then look at some form of innovation. Think about things that people need, but they don't know what they need yet. So probably that will be something that will be for you to think about. But generally, from the feedback of everybody and everything, whether corporate or whatever, right? Actually, all of us reevaluate life itself, lah. Generally, we will come to the conclusion that humans' life are generally more important than economic target, lah. In fact, I was just attending my alumni of the Chong Kong Business School. All the businessmen come together from China after they go through that period. You see, Chinese people generally they work day and night non-stop. They gather money, and most of them, because of the one-child policy, they only have one kid. So in the end, what is all this meaning of the money and the time you spend making, when if this thing happen, it can be wiped out overnight? So people are looking at family life, all right? That life is more precious than money, all right? Yes, there will be a lot of economic crisis, and company would probably last only a while and such like that. But everybody looking at life and the human factor. Like even for me, last time you want me to stay off the phone is difficult, but now it's so easy for me to take the phone out and throw it aside. That's why some of you call me, they can't get me. Like dinner time, I rather look at my kids, see they eat, spend the time with the family, put the phone away and stuff like that. So it's like you look at life differently, look at the human element, the family, the people you like, the friends that you want to. Sometimes friends will just call up, put on the video, everybody take out a drink and drink. You know, that kind of thing.
I do
So
that.
you remember friends, you call friends, stuff like that. So the human factor is a good thing. So what I encourage everyone is that turn the negative situation into a positive situation. Like you have always thought about doing online learning or education technology, but you have never been able to do it because sometimes the teachers are not really that interested. Sometimes the students are lazy. Sometimes you yourself are not sure whether you want to do it. You keep procrastinating. But well, I think everybody have such a sharp learning curve, and I think everyone learned the most in this lockdown period than you have ever been. Probably you save 5 years of your time of things that you should have done but not doing it, and you're doing it now. So think on the positive side. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Thong. Mr. Anthony, you would like to add anything?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, we're about just about over time as well. But I think we can just wrap up as well. What I believe at this challenging time as well, for all of us as well, we can see is how we can actually use this time itself wisely. So I think we should be very wise enough to use this time. And we should understand that technology is going to take over a lot of roles out there, and let us embrace the technology, even young, even old, but especially for the young generation, because this is a game changer. This particular area is a game changer. And I think the question you ask yourself, how financially free are you post-COVID 2019? Question to ask yourself. I think there's one question on Slido as well.
Oh, can we move on to Slido or share it?
Poll on Slido. Click on the poll. Yeah. When do you, yeah, Jerry, would you able to read it there?
Yes. When do you think your child will commence school again? 15th of April. A. B. 30th of April. C. Unsure.
And I think there's another question on Slido, right?
Yes, under the Q&A. Where is it for this one?
Q&A, right?
Is it under post?
Under Q&A, right?
Under Q&A, yes. Under Q&A, the recent questions. So we have, do all existing students in MIT already had all benefit in and access? Oops. Sorry, do all existing students in MITstem already have all benefits and access you mentioned today?
Oh, okay, that's a very good question, because actually at this current juncture as we're speaking itself, our own full-time MITstem students actually has more subjects, including the IGCSE subjects. So the full-time existing students actually have this already have this benefit with them, and even more because we have more subjects that are taught as well.
I see. That's awesome. Okay, and yeah, this admin share. Is this the slides for the from your site, Mr. Anthony?
Yes, I think yes. This should be the one.
Which one will be the one?
There's two slides. One is mine, and one is, I think, Mr. Ng's slide.
Okay. For Mr. Thong,
just the website link.
Just the website link, huh?
Actually, the website link, like say now, I'm just sharing the thing with you. Basically, it's just this link, COVID school, as well as this link, ubsm.com.my/COVID-19 and ubsm.com.my/COVID-19 schools. You can also go to another site, which is ubsm.com.my/digital. This is where all the digital things that we've been doing on a regular basis. All right. Some of the other things that we have not put into the other sites. But our digital site has been there all along. Right. So
Okay.
thanks.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Thong.
One last thing itself, I think I would like to say itself that with this current juncture and this current scenario as well, as we can see, I think what is the pose of the slider? When do you think we're going to start school?
Sorry, I do not have access to this.
Oh, sorry. As I take a look at this, I see most people answer number C, unsure. We're not even sure when is school going to start again. So that's why we have to brace ourselves that schools might be prolonged, and what are we going to do if schools might be prolonged? Let's make the best out of our time as well, and children to continue learning, and hope that we can push the promo code even further if this continues as well.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much, speakers. Okay, so I think we have come to an end of our session. All right. Okay, so once again, thank you so much, Mr. Ng. Thank you, so much, Mr.
Okay.
Thong as well, and Mr. Anthony. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would like to thank as well the public as well, and the audiences and the participants for this particular session. We really appreciate your time that you spent with us in 1.5 hours, and I think we will actually cut the video and have a 1.5 hour session that you can actually see as well to watch, and do share, like, and share about this video to actually help the rest of the people out there who had missed this as well, because there's a lot of free resources out there, and with these free resources we can actually come together as one. So for myself, before signing out, I said that let's all be safe, stay at home, and be as cautious as possible to actually fight this pandemic together.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And audiences,
Thank you, everyone. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
stay
I will be
hydrated.
staying back, and Jerry, if there's any other questions that are available out there.
Are there questions still?
Okay.
I think that's all.
That's all.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much,
Alright,
guys.
thank you.
Thank you and take
Bye.
care.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
And also, maybe Jerry, you want to we will actually identify the winners.
The
Jerry
winner-
will contact me on the winners, then I'll get David to issue the codes to all of them.
Yeah, I think for the winners, we can do it offline.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can do it
we'll-
offline. We'll contact them. Make sure they post their email to us, so
Sure,
that we can
we'll
send
get
the
back to
codes
you.
and, to the winners.
Yes, we'll get back to you, Mr. Tong.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Once again,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tong. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Ms. Anthony. Bye.